allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So roll call for all 5 members are present at this time. Next up, consider approving the minutes held from October 22nd.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Motion to make. Do we have a second? Second by Dave. All in favor? Wait. Stand by for an hour.
Rain.
Our auditor will be joining us tonight to go over our 2024 audit. Craig, where are you? There he is. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, you're on.
Good evening, sir. You have the floor.
Okay. So we had a really good audit this year, much improved over last year. Staff is great at getting us information when we need it. So went fairly smooth and fast. So we did have only one. We had a couple comments. They're not findings. One was the bank reconciliations. It was just discovered that the full completion of them wasn't presented to us on the month with full outstanding checks, etc. Data was there to support it, just wasn't presented, and so it's just about a matter to clean up the how it's presented and stored, and that's been already corrected now. So and some minor item on the payroll documentation, just to continue to improve on some documentation, just minor notations that we had noted during the audit. So other than that, a great audit though. So what I'll do is I'll just go through some highlights, and I will direct you to page 14 of the audit report package. And the only thing I will present on this one is this is showing the financials of the town on a full accrual basis, as well as recording all your fixed assets and liabilities, and coming down to a net position that includes those. Otherwise throughout the year, your town you don't record those the way a business does. This statement presents those in that manner. So it's just to kind of give an overview, a different financial view on that, but otherwise there's not really anything else to report on this statement and page 15. So on statement 3, which is page 16, it's just a breakdown by the funds. So you have your general operating fund, which is your budget fund, and you come down to your fund balances down at the bottom that you closed after all the audit adjustments. So you'll see that your unassigned carry forward fund balance was $2,665,878. So that's a very healthy fund balance for the town. And then you have your special revenue funds, capital reserve funds, and then some other non-major funds. On statement 4, page 18. this just shows you your revenues and expenditures to get at those fund balances. So you see down at the bottom, in each of these fund columns, comes down to the total fund balances for each of those funds. So overall, not major changes. There were decreases in 3 of those funds, but not significant. And page 20 shows your sewer fund. That's still operating in a deficit unrestricted balance. That's however, overall positive balance, fund balance in the sewer fund because of the assets in there and very little debt compared to the assets that are booked. And then on page 21, you'll see that your sewer fund made a profit of $354,308 in last year. To come down to that total net position of $6,569,000. And lastly, we can skip through all the notes to the financial statements. Those are just to support in more greater detail the activity that's on the previous pages that I was going over. So if we go all the way to page 46, that's your budget versus actual, just showing how your general operating fund ended the year after the audit adjustments. So it would reflect a little bit difference between what you were seeing previously. And you can see that your revenues had a positive variance of $491,198. Your expenditures were underspent by $366,312. And you intended to take $1,188,000 in total from fund balances, plus another $88,615 from assigned carry forwards, which leaves you with a net difference of $420,044 as a decrease to your overall fund balances. So because of those positive variances, it allowed for not as much fund balance to be taken out. So, that's basically the highlights of the whole report, and I can open it up to questions.
We did use 900,000 to build our budget out of fund balance, so that's recorded.
So it's already out.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Mr. Nutt.
Yeah, if I can take you to page 7. And
Sure.
you're on the 4th bullet point, where it discusses long-term loans and leases. If you read that first sentence, does that make sense to you?
No, that should be increased. Yeah, that's
This is written by Cheryl and I. The management discussion is written by Cheryl and I. So that's our error.
Oh, so it's, the numbers are right, it's just.
This is right, it just should have said increase.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Should have caught that. That's because we added that, the truck lease. Then it went up a little bit.
Any further questions? Seeing none.
Thank you, Craig.
all right. Thank you.
Pretty harmless, right, Craig?
And we'll have printed books shortly, so.
Yep.
Read through it in a nice spiral bound book.
Craig, thank you for your time, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
You. Alright, so he's good.
That next item up is the first reading on the solar ordinance.
Mr. Smart,
Would you like to add anything to that, Nate?
No.
There were some people here that weren't at the public hearing that we held at 5:45 today.
So, I guess I will then.
Just,
So what we've done is, we've just taken our solar ordinance that we currently have and we amended the ordinance a bit just to limit the size of a solar array down to 5,000 square feet. No bigger than 5,000 square feet, even for large solar arrays. So we've kind of gotten off the big commercial 5,000 square feet and larger solar array. We just limited them down to that one size.
Nate, on page 1, on the section 2, paragraph 2, I'm not sure I understand what that means.
So it just kind of tells you that
It says that those SECA are exempt from this ordinance, but before granting a building permit, the code enforcement officer must find that the proposed solar will comply with all the requirements.
So, so what it's telling you is that it's saying that, I'm gonna review that to see that if it's exempt or not, if it's exempt from this ordinance. So if it's under 5,000 square feet, we'll let it happen. If it's not, then I'll let it. Yeah.
Any other further questions?
It's just a thought. If I have 50 acres of land and I built a 4,999 square foot solar array, but I have plenty of land left over in 5 years, can I come back and build another one on that same property?
Nope. I guess if you had another house that had some rooftop that you could put on, I would say that that's up for discussion, I would say. As this reads now. Yeah. Yes.
And with the same question he asked, would he be allowed to break off a piece of property of the same size and build it right next to it?
I think you get pretty crafty that way. If you want to break a lot off and put 5,000 on it.
I wouldn't, I would.
Yeah.
No further questions?
thank you, Nate.
Welcome.
This first reading is.
I make a motion, we accept this as the first reading for the solar ordinance.
Other way.
I didn't mean to the light. Solar on it, yeah, somewhere.
Motion to made to accept this as the first reading on the solar ordinance. Can I get a second by Mr. Nutting? All in favor? The first reading. Thank you. Next item up is the holiday schedule, Kat.
So past practices, we're open all day on Christmas Eve. It's like literally the slowest day of the year. We might have one person. A lot of town offices are closing 2:00, noon, all day. There was a thing going around on the manager's listserv and it's like split. So I guess I'd leave it up to you guys on
Have we been staying open right up until?
2.
Oh,
We've
it
been-
passed, okay.
Yeah, we've been closing at 2.
I thought you just said.
But again, I think it,
Gonna stay open all day.
well, we have in some,
Is that right?
Never.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. I have to take it out.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday, it's a Wednesday. Yeah,
I make a motion, we.
Wait, Kelly had a-
Office closed.
Kelly, you got a question?
Is this just for the town office or all departments?
all departments except fire and police.
Usually Public Works has to end up working because we have a snowstorm that day. but-
Exactly, so non-essential personnel. let's
I
put it
make a
that way.
motion that we close the town down for non-essential businesses on at noon time, 24.
Motion's made. Do we have a second? Second. Dave Grudem, all in favor? What are we gonna do for Thanksgiving? What are you doing on Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, we work
Yeah, so,
right up to 5, right? Jack?
Yeah, we want full day that day. very full day, but.
How many people do you have usually come in the afternoon then?
Not many. Very few.
People feel free, don't go home. I don't know what you guys think, but
You know, this is the day before
we
Thanksgiving,
got 5 people sitting there talking to each other the rest of the day, so.
playing privilege.
It's also a day though that a lot of other people are off, so they may be going to the town office where you closed on Friday. I just think it gives the citizens an opportunity to come in.
I think past practices show that they don't show up on that day. They're home cooking their pies or something.
Or on the road.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people will be driving this year because of,
Fine.
I make a motion to close down at 2 o'clock on Thanksgiving Eve.
Second,
Motion made second, 2, unless you have a different thought. All in favor, close down at 2. Opposed? 4-1.
I assume you'll do your normal advertising on both of those.
Yes.
Next item up is talk about the Brickett's junkyard. Nate?
Yeah. So I, inspected the property, Mr. Brickett has definitely cleaned up, the line, I went out with the property owner that abuts him. He agrees that everything is off from that line. I also asked Mr. Brickett to clean up the front, on Oak Street, and he's made an attempt to do so. It looks a lot better than it did, but there's still some work to be done. But anyway, as far as the junkyard is concerned, he is on his, side of the property as of today. I recommend that there be a boundary put up. I talked to you about that already. Our ordinance does have junkyards with boundaries, meaning a fence of some sort that depicts that line of where it is. I guess this is a common occurrence that we have to go out there and ask them to move some stuff out. There's a dispute on where that line is. It's sort of a civil matter. I did see a survey plan where the line was, and that's where we went with it. We went with a pin in the ground and then a measurement, and we found out where that barrier line is. Where Mr. Brickett is grandfathered in before the ordinance was drafted or amended. He does fall within that, so he definitely, technically, he may not need that boundary. I'm requesting that there's a boundary put up. So, but as of today, he's in compliance with the junkyard ordinance, how he's been in the past years. So that's where I'll leave it at that.
So what's the plan to get the rest of it cleaned up out front?
Mr. Brickett, what's the plan on getting the rest of it cleaned up?
What else we need?
Yeah, all that stuff that's out front.
Yes. Smack,
I know,
double brand stuff.
I know. Yes, some of the machinery that's out there, the dilapidated machinery that's out there, some of the belongings that are out there, just some of the stuff that's out there. So some of the stuff that's out there, you also have like some machinery, some parts, some vehicles. Some of them are registered, but yeah, there is some things out in front.
I'll still keep playing.
I mean, you have been, I will say that. I mean, you have been cleaning up out there. Dave, I don't know if you've driven by to see that he has.
Yeah, but it's definitely getting there.
It's getting there. That's what I said. It's better than it was before, but it still needs some work. But as far as the junkyard is concerned, the part where he does have telephone poles where it's used to have that area that's out front, they used to screen it. There is no screening or barrier fence that abuts the neighbor, and he's kind of requesting that. He has requested that. The property owner has requested that there be a barrier of some sort, and what that will do is just make that line pretty obvious of where not to cross. I guess this has happened several times where the code officer has to go out and say, move your stuff away, alive.
I'm worried about the line of sight. We're working on other parts of town
Correct.
where we have
Correct.
poor vision and clean those up.
Yep.
This is just goes on and on and on. We issue a permit. I said it last year. I said, needs to be cleaned up, waived it. I don't know. Nothing's gonna change. Mother Nature will cover it up for now, but come spring, it's gonna be in the same way. So.
Like I said, I have talked to Raymond and we've talked this out, and he has made an attempt to clean it out better than it was last year. better than it was this summer. I don't know. As far as the junkyard is concerned out back, where that junkyard is, I will say that the property, most of, all of his belongings are off from that property line.
Is there still somebody living out back?
They're building a house on the abutting property. You mean still
Right
living out?
behind the trailer on the road, there's another trailer down in there.
Yeah, is somebody living down there? You?
I am so.
Get out there for us to calls and it's a nightmare getting in there.
Yeah, but I moved that. That's what I was asking for.
Come spring, Mother Nature won't let us down in there.
Oh, it's money down.
But she has running water and septic.
All right.
Is it a house trailer or is it a recreational vehicle?
My daughter, any.
Well, I motion if he's within compliance with the junkyard ordinance, that we issue a permit for the junkyard ordinance. And if there's a separate issue about property maintenance, then we deal with that separately from the junkyard ordinance.
Before I second that, my thought would be, what's the chances of putting a fence stuffing? You know, to separate that so we won't have to revisit this. I use that road all the time. I get every right in the world to use it. Comes under address possession. And, you know, they surveyed it. I never agreed with where they had, you know, that road is never straight. I tried to fix something that never was straight and make it straight. And, I use that road all the time. I got all kinds of crossroads to go through it. I go down and make a loop, go back out, and go back in another road or something. I'm moving stuff around. So motion was made to accept Tuffy's, Mr. Brecker, sorry, as a junkyard. Motion made. Do we have a second? Thanks. Dave, questions?
Yeah. When you define junkyard, is it from the road
That's
to the back of the property?
That's his boundary for the junkyard that's described. Is from where those poles are, where that screening is.
Yep.
Back, the rest of his back property.
So the road frontage.
Stuff out front is not part of the junkyard, Dave, no. That's my interpretation. You know, that's what I've seen.
Yep.
That's why I asked that you have the tires that were out front, the unregistered vehicles that were out front, the car parts and whatnot to be moved back to the junkyard. Yeah. So that's where that falls in.
So motion is made, second, and all in favor of junkyard approval? Opposed? Thank you, sir. Good luck with your junkyard. Thank you. Next up is a budget calendar.
Yeah, the budget calendar, I emailed everybody. I didn't put it in the packet, but I do have the budget direction guidance. It's in your packet. I need to start calculating things, putting the budget, start gathering stuff. So each year we go with September 25th Northeast CPI COLA rate, which was a 3.1 COLA this year. If we were to do 3.1, it would be $75,000 townwide. 3% would be 73, 2.7, 69, 2.5, 64. The police union wage increase is 26,000, and that is contractual for one more year. Health insurance went up 9%. Annually, that is a $63,000 increase for the town. We do have some proposed capital requests, not many, because many departments are okay right now. They're doing well with their vehicles, their equipment. They're sitting in a good spot. We do have I did the assessing reval. We've budgeted $125,000 the last few years for that. Next year, we only have to budget 20,400, so that's huge. I put another 10,000 in for Memorial Hall. Transfer station scale, another 10,000. I think that's at 85,000 total that we've saved up for that. We will have $124,906 payment for the 2025 lease. This is the third year of 3 years, so after next year, it'll be paid off. So that will go away. And we're in year 2 of our 2026 lease for the plow trucks. So that'll be year 2 of 5. We did sell one plow truck for 22,000. We had another guy interested in the other one. So we're gonna hold on to that money. Next year, we're gonna use, or this coming year, we had agreed to use $50,000 out of the MDOP or the family money. So I was thinking saving the sale of the vehicles to do on the 3rd year. So then we can knock that price down. Or we throw it on next year. I don't know. So but I gotta start somewhere, so I'd like a little bit of direction. So I can start plugging numbers in.
I'm just thinking 3% on the COLA, but if we've been trying to stay with the CPI as close as we could, so we don't get our employees behind on what they're making compared to other places, and the difference is $1,700. So I'd make a motion, you show us a budget with 3.1% COLA in it. We'll go from there. See if we like it or not.
We also have 8 employees that are laborers and they're being paid under $25. I didn't do the calculation to that to get them to $25, but I would like to see them making $25. There's 8 of them. I don't think it would be, some are like 50 cents off for making $25. There's a couple that are pretty low, 21, so.
What department are they in?
Pretty much buildings and grounds, public works and transfer station. The laborers, the ones that
Yeah.
do the heavy lifting, they're up all night, but, you know. It's not too much to ask when you can go to Baby and $26.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I don't object, but I'd like to see a list
see a number,
next time.
okay.
I really okay that tonight.
Yeah, no, I can put some numbers for a list together and that. I meant to do it.
So motion was made to accept the COLA from the Northeast region at 3.1% and have Kelly come back, present us with the information of what that looks like with a 3.1% budget. Motion is made. Do I have a second? Second, all in favor? Opposed?
Thank you. I do have quite a few manager updates. This flyer right here that I gave to all of you. We had a kickoff of our downtown TIF facade program last night. I think we did record it, so we will be posting it so others that couldn't make it can see it. Applications are due January 15th. They can do 3 different types of grants, up to $2,500, up to 10,000, and then special one. We've allotted the grant pool is only $25,000. So, and this is money generated from sheltering our downtown TIF funds. That was approved back in 2023 through the state. So it's a great program. I'm really hoping people take advantage of it. I may take that flyer around, deliver it to the people within the district, just so they're aware of it. We did put, Central Maine Growth Council was absolutely fantastic with launching this and the media piece of it and getting the word out. So just wanted to let you know about that. I will also be hosting a community engagement session on Tuesday, December 16th with KV Cog. We are going to be announcing that shortly. So what this does, it's a community resiliency partnership. It's a statewide program that helps Maine towns and plan and fund local projects that make our community safer, more sustainable, and better prepared for the future. So there is lots of grant money out there, but you have to go through these steps. So I had to do a survey, I have to do a community engagement session, and then we'll be able to apply for these funds to do things. So it's a good thing. But I just want to make you aware of that. In your packets, Cheryl has prepared a quarterly financial report ending September 30th. So we're like a month behind, but not too up. All right. So expenses, Q1 spending, we processed 456 checks for a total just over $6 million. Also included 76 ACH payments totaling 2.6 million. Those we pay R218 through ACH and MMA and stuff like that. We also had 306 credit card transactions for a total of 125,000. 13 weekly payroll, that was 984,000. Revenues, we're actually up 8.5% than last year. So that's a good thing. And I know a lot of the bigger revenues we haven't gotten yet. So they come in the second half of the year. So that's a bonus. We have 2.3 million in the bank. Our investments are doing well, 1.4 and 1.3 million in our special reserves. Interest we've earned $34,312 in 3 months. And the investments have earned 18,000. I know our interest rates are starting to drop, so slowly we're at like 4.5. Now we're at like 4.2. So they're starting to go down slowly, but financially we are sitting pretty. So that.
On your 8% on your revenue sharing, with a reduction of 8% over last year, is that, do you know what it's going to be for the year? Does that vary?
They come out, they post that revenue sharing number in February. So remember last year I had a little higher number, and then the number came out, we had to cut it. So I'm not putting a number in there until I get that number from the state this year. But yes, it's gone down. We lost because our valuations went up. We would get revenue sharing 1 and 2 different pots of money.
Yeah.
But we lost 2. So now we're only revenue sharing 1. And we went from over $1 million with 1 and 2 combined to 837,000 or something. So, but again, if more commercial we get in, that number goes up. Any other questions? So we have a new council member starting in January. she'll be sworn in January 14th. So that means she will not be allowed on the Budget Advisory Committee. And the next person with the most votes from the election was Dr. John Irwin. So I don't know if we want to vote to approve him to step on in Sue's place to finish out her term. Kind of only fair, really.
I'd make a motion, we appoint him to fill out her term.
Motion was made. Kelly, question? Okay. Motion was made, seconded by Kelly. All in favor of Dr. John Irwin finishing the budget? Thank you. Now he's been involved.
So I'd like to meet with the new people. to go over- Yeah, I'd like to meet with the new people in December and go over what a budget book looks like and explain it to them so that it's not strange. Kelly, do you want to talk about the slate roof at Memorial Hall or? Can I bring anything with you? Okay, yeah, so we got, the roof needs to be repaired. The metal is, we're having the flashing around the chimney repaired for $2,600 the first week of December. So we're stopping that water. But eventually we're gonna need a new roof.
Which was in our original report.
Yes, from Barbara Wheelock, the architect, so. We are thinking metal, but historically it has been slate. Slate roofing.
No, no.
It's a metal roof now, but to bring it back, to restore it to the original historical. Image.
Was to go, it's her report that she sent was originally was to go back to the slate roof. That's how she planned it all out, was having it as a slate roof back again. So she's waiting to move forward with the architectural drawings that we need for the grant that we're writing until a decision is made, because I can't make that decision, Michelle can't make that decision, Kelly can't make that decision. Of what type of roof to do so that she can move forward and Michelle can move forward with grant writing. So there is a cost difference significantly from the slate roof. It's like double what a metal roof would be. The goal is to write for this grant that Michelle's been writing for to help cover the bulk of the cost of it. It won't cover all of it, that's for sure. But that is her recommendation. The roof has had problems since the 50s. It's been repaired and replaced 3 times that I found documentation on. So it's, regardless of what kind of roof we have on there, it has to be maintained and has to be taken care of to extend the life moving forward, so.
I did speak with AJ. The library currently has a slate roof. And it was installed wrong and it's cracking because it's too tight. So, said that you make metal roofs now that look like slate, that are more cost effective. Not a fan of the slate roof, but again, who's not gonna be up on the Memorial Hall roof? Yeah, like they are at the
That
library.
metal roof must be pretty old because it was really rusty a few years ago and we had it painted. I don't know, that was quite a few years back, it was painted.
More than 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was painted before I was here.
On roof repair was in the second.
Wasn't that long ago that it was painted, I don't think, was it?
I can ask
That
AJ.
I don't know. That was the last documentation I could find council wise that they approved funding.
So I have a couple of thoughts on this. One of them is with the TIF stuff, one of the things mentioned in there is going back to historical relevant materials and things like that. That's mentioned in there. So that would be the town showing how it's done if we went with the slate. Also, if the grant itself
it's a 75 to 25% match. So we'd have to match 25% of the grant that we get. And the roof will be, no matter which way we go, will be well within the grant allowances. So that would be good. I was thinking slate just because it goes back to the historical piece of it, even though we did get the historical designation with the metal roof already on. They already knew that we didn't have the original slate roof. So, I mean, I could see it going either way, but I'm also thinking precedence wise, if we show that we're willing to put things back historically, then other people, when they're doing jobs in the tip area, might be willing to put things back historically. It's just my thoughts. I don't care. I'm reading the grant either way, so.
We only have the quote on the metal roof, correct?
No, we have quotes on both, right?
You have quotes on.
Yeah, so, from what she sent us, an initial quote from the gentleman who came 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
His estimate is $310 for $310,000
$310.
for the slate roof, and the metal roof is approximately 150, give or take, depending on which vendor we went with. So the splits would be 232,500 with this 25 match from the grant would be 77,500. Metal roof would be 150 approximately, depending on the vendor. Would be 112,500 with the grant and 37,500 for a match.
It's a big difference. So I had said that I really thought it should come to the council because she said none of us make the choice on our own with this.
And we're talking probably a year away, 2 years.
Yeah, it definitely won't be tomorrow.
No.
It's like,
We're dependent on the grant.
yes.
So the grant is due on the 5th of December. By late winter, early spring, they will have a determination on who's getting the first round of grant money. And we'll probably be getting the money by summer, is what I'm thinking, if I remember rightly with the way it goes. This one's a fairly fast moving one because the money is through the main historical preservation. They got a $10 million bond that they're going to be doling out in different phases or different rounds. Yeah. So if we don't get through on this first one, we'll get through on the next one, but she said the next one won't be even being submitted until the end of summer, beginning of fall next year. So it'll be another full year out. So that's another full year of us not getting the roof done. So.
But the flashing around the chimney is where the problem is.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's where one is. So that we can use this page, you know.
John.
So I guess a motion, maybe some life expectancy.
She had mentioned to me the slate roof has up to 100-year life expectancy, but that has to be maintained. You can't put a slate roof on and not maintain it. It will deteriorate. The slate will slide, it will crack, but it just needs to be maintained. Those broken ones need to be replaced. Like with the metal roof, it needs to be. I don't know that. I didn't bring any of my quotes with me. I'm sorry.
We just got a metal roof put on our house that's about 20 years.
Going back to that roof, being slate, it's expensive to put on, that's labor intense, no doubt about it. But there are some, ABS type plastics out there that are made for roofing and they can replica the slate. It might give you a lot more, durability and longevity of it. If you want to check that out. It'll look like slate from the ground. It just won't be the slate. It comes in panels and it's an ABS type plastic, it's like breakable. But
Yeah, I think that's what AJ was talking about. I think that's what AJ, our buildings and grounds supervisor, was talking about. That type of,
Well, we would need to get a quote on that rather quickly. Because
yeah,
we're on a deadline,
okay.
submitting a grant, knowing which direction we're gonna go in.
Yeah, I'll just get the quote, get it to Michelle, and it's the grants due the 5th, so you can make a motion to let me and the committee decide.
As far as for the grant goes, we probably would get rated higher on the grant itself if we were putting it back to the original.
Yeah.
But, because it was approved through, yeah, that's all I can say really is that they would grade us higher, because each section is graded and part of it is the historical, preservation effect or historical repairs. Stuff, or historical replacements.
So the deadline's coming up soon, so why don't we, I'll make a motion that we let Kelly and Michelle and the committee decide how to go forth with this, so we can be on time for our, and see if we can get in on that grant. That's my motion. So, seconded by Dave, but hang on, Bob.
I'm not seconding him.
No. Good question. I got a thought. So am I understanding it correctly that we need to decide what we're going to replace the roof with before we can apply for the grant?
Yes,
And we need to apply for the grant by when?
December 5th. I have almost everything all done for my write-up. I just need to put the appropriate spin on what roofing material we're going to be using and the appropriate architectural drawings, which is something that we have to get on to in like the next week, isn't it? So they can get that done to me in time.
And if we were to get a grant, let's say that we did a slate roof for $300,000 and we had to come up with 75, is that?
They pay
Or-
75% and we pay a quarter.
So we need to come up with 75,000. Do we need to come up with all of it and then wait for the grant money to reimburse us? Or do we,
Yes. This,
so we have to,
this grant, even the 75% that they're going to give us, they are going to give us after we pay for it, then we have to, and we can do it in installations with them too. Like, we don't have to wait till we have everything done at once. If we have paid out the 100,000, say, then they would give us that back within a few days. So it's one of those weird grants that you have to pay out the money and they'll pay you back.
so if we were to do that, let's stick with the slate tiles, $300,000, we'd have to come up with that money by putting it into a budget, into next year's budget, presumably. And until we finalize the budget in May of 26, we won't know if the townspeople approved that or not. So how in the world would we apply for a grant saying that we're going to have the money? We're not going to have the money.
Right, well,
I'm
so
I'm
we
confused.
only have to really budget in our 25%. Because we can spend out our 25%, get the money back, spend it out again and get it back. Like, we could buy the materials and get our money back for buying the materials, and then we could pay for part of the labor and then get our money back for that. So we're never spending out the whole amount at one time. I think it's something like one of the other departments had a grant like this. I can't remember what was the police department or the fire department. Was it the police had a grant like this where they had to spend out the money but get it right back from it's.
But it's not the full 300,000.
Right, it's not the full 300,000.
It's incremental.
Okay, I give up. I'm happy to wait for the town manager to figure out the plan.
I have a question for you. Who's this grant you're going through? Is this with like the federal government or something?
Yeah, this is a governmental grant. It's $10 million bond was given to the state of Maine for historical preservation buildings.
Mhm.
And this is specifically for buildings in the state of Maine that are being preserved.
Okay.
And it's through the Maine Historical Preservation Group is the one that are,
Yeah, have you also gone and contacted Kobe College, Elfon, or Stephen King? Because they do similar things.
yes, I have sent out multiple applications out to Stephen King and stuff, which is actually some of the money that we can get. We can't use any municipal money to match the grant. So I have to go out to other grant makers, foundations, or to money that we've already raised in the committee. Because we've raised, can't remember, is it?
We're at about 68,000.
Yeah. So we have quite a bit of money in our budget already that we have raised through donations and other.
What's the total figure right now of what it's gonna cost to complete the job?
The whole building?
The whole thing?
Several million.
I mean, 4?
Hmm?
4 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been trying to do grants for little things here and there, because a lot of foundations will only give grant money towards smaller things, or they don't want to be the first big one in. I actually haven't called Stephanie Leonard again recently. She's one of the ones in charge of Stevens Habit King Foundation. I talked with her, but they are definitely ones I'm going to be going to. If we go through with this grant, I'm going to be going to them to see if they can help us with getting the matching.
Let's schedule a committee meeting.
Yeah,
How much time?
No, I know.
Dave, go.
So you just made the comment that you can't use municipal funds.
right.
Yeah.
To match it.
But we have 68,000.
It's 68,000.
So we can do 68,000, get reimbursed, 68,000, get reimbursed. I mean,
That's 68,000 we're allowed. Yes, because that's not municipal, that's through the.
Well, we have that.
Yeah.
Fundraising.
Yeah.
You still don't have to use town money.
Right.
Because you'd have to go to a special town meeting to say, hey.
Yeah,
can we
no,
have-
no, we looked at that. To make sure we didn't have
if
to.
we can submit often for reimbursement, it will be fine.
And they said that we could do that, because I'd asked, they had this big online thing, and I'd asked them about that specifically, because I said, some grants, you have to wait until you have everything spent out before you can submit for the reimbursement. He said, nope, you can submit as often as you want and as rapidly as you want.
So maybe that first Monday after Thanksgiving, we should have a meeting December 1st. And I'll have AJ get on, getting that other quote, that other memo. Okay, so.
So motion made that we turn it over to Kelly, let her decide what she and the committee will do, so they can have a proposal ready for December 5th. That's the motion. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Grove. All in favor? Opposed?
I'll abstain.
See, there you go. There you go. Good.
Thank you. I have one more update about Cascade Mill. I met with KB Cog, TRC, State of Maine Department of Environmental Protection regarding Cascade Mill property. John Templin, who is now occupying the Ware Butler building, is Michael Dye from Cascade Properties LLC. He's been in contact with him. He wants nothing to do with the property. TRC has completed phase 1 of the environmental study, which won't hold us liable because we've had this phase 1 done if we are to take ownership. John is having him sign over, and he wants the left, if you're going this way, the left side is the middle of the road to the left, John's gonna get. I would like the town to, Michael Dye would sign over to the town, the right side. We wouldn't be held liable because we have phase 1. There's also a big grant coming up that Central Maine Growth Council will do for us. It's in the millions, 2 million. is what we would need to clean up that site. There is asbestos. There's fire doors with asbestos in it. And I can't remember if I sent you guys a report or not. Pipe insulation, stuff like that. But it's due. The grant comes out in December and it's due 60 days later. It's a federal grant, the Environmental Protection Agency. Supposedly, this is the last round of the big money. After next year's budget goes into effect, the most you can get is $1 million. So he owes us a ton of back taxes, but I think we've wiped those off since 2012.
So who's getting the left-hand side?
John Teflin, he owns a cabinet making company. So he wants to redo that back building that got destroyed in the fire. He wants to redo that and have that as storage. So he'll have that parking lot where he'll be able to get the wood delivered and it will be securely, secure in that building. There's nothing in there, in his building as far as there's no asbestos or anything. So he's able to get ownership and start. He wants it enclosed by winter or by snowfall. He's already working out of the Ware Butler building. Yeah, buttoned it all up. He's got cameras everywhere, which is a good thing. Yeah.
I know.
I did bring a local person who's interested in some sort of investment and a possible restaurant. Love the area, but if the town could clean it up first with the grant, then they can move right in and do something with it.
So you need a motion from us to take ownership of the property on the right side.
Yeah, we wouldn't be doing it through foreclosure tax. Yeah, tax foreclosure, wouldn't it? Because he's gonna just automatically sign it over to the town, so do like a quick plain deed. To John, and then he's gonna do it to the town as well. Which he thought he did it years ago. Give it to the town.
We never accepted it.
She didn't do it right.
We
Right,
never accepted it. We didn't want to.
We didn't want the liability.
right.
If we can hit it without the liability.
The phase one report
to
is
clean it
like
up,
90
Make it safe.
pages. Because we have that report, we can apply for this grant and we're not held liable.
And our legal says
I can check with them.
that would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
I was gonna be also, so legal says, yeah.
Yeah.
You're safe.
We can get legal to say yes, give the lessons and.
I'd vote on next meeting or something. That's it.
Yeah.
Right, I agree that we need a legal, because the only thing that I'm afraid of is that someday, 10 years, 20 years from now, somebody will decide that we've got a super site down there in the town, and the town thought that it was covered because we had done phase one, but find out that.
Well, if we get the grant, $2 million grant, that's what it's going to clean up, that super.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I'd
it doesn't all
like
get
to-
cleaned up.
Yeah.
They've been down, Brownfield Grant was down there once before.
yeah, they took a bunch of liquid out, barrels, and but there's still a little bit more.
That was the one that we did through KV cog.
Yeah.
And, they spent some of the money and then found out it wasn't legal because we didn't own the property.
Right,
They had to stop.
yeah. Okay, I'll get a legal opinion, go from there. That's all I have.
There you go. Kelly, did you have anything?
I'm all set.
Kelly Penny, you have something?
So 2 months ago, Dana stepped off the KV cog board of directors, and He was at the meeting. I've taken his place. But yesterday at our board meeting, they wanted to present you this lovely plaque. It says, excellence is the gradual result of always striving to do better. Dana Wrigley, for your many years of service on the KB Cog Board of Directors, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You may have.
Dave, you said you had nothing?
I got nothing, sir.
I'm good.
I'm all set. Me too. At this time, I'd like to enter into executive session under one MRS 4056 F as in Frank. And I thank all of you for coming. Have a great